Guys, what's up? We're here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, another week of sports to talk to you guys. And I will say, we missed you a lot last week. And it's been a week.
Sure has.
It's been a week.
It sure has. Yeah, it feels a little weird to be talking about sports right now, but
yeah, it's been a week, guys.
What you gotta do, I guess.
And
where shall we start?
I don't know. They missed us talking about crying all week, so
I know.
Right.
Just a mess. Just a collective mess,
to say the least. Cried multiple times. I have a beer. But we get to hang out with you guys, so
hi everybody. Should we just go right into the fact that the Warriors most likely are going to sweep tonight? Should we just get that right off?
Yeah, we'll just start off with the Warriors dynasty is still going.
Yeah.
It's here. It's here to stay for a while, it looks like. I thought it was long gone, but guess what? They fooled us.
Yep.
And they're going to the finals.
If you thought they fell off, man, you were wrong. It seems like we're back to like 2016 type.
Oof. Well, if it's back to 2016, that might be good for you.
Hey, well, that's why I said that.
Right, like it might be good for you, so.
That's why I said that. But yeah, I mean, hand up, I totally thought that the Mavs could have made this a series and potentially won it. Very much wrong.
Did we not all think that?
I guess maybe this is a sign for, Mark Cuban and the rest of the Mavs organization, top to bottom, to realize that what they've got is great.
Not enough.
Specifically in Luka, but it's not enough, and they need to get him help. But at the same time, the things that I've seen like Jason Kidd say that, nobody thought we would be here, so this is just like a really like amazing accomplishment for us. No, shut up.
Right, like
you're about to get swept out of the Western Conference Finals. Like that's not something to feel good about.
Settle into reality with that. You know what I mean? Like you can say that throughout the regular season. I guess I get it. Like you didn't think you were supposed to be here, but guess what? You are. So like either go with it or go home. And it looks like you're going home.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the reality of the situation is if they push this to 7 games, if they are able to do the impossible and make this go 7 games, like I'll gladly take back everything I just said, but that's not going to happen. That's not.
Yeah, the Warriors are going to the finals. Warriors are going to the finals for the millionth time, and I hate that.
For real. Well, on the opposite end of that,
we have maybe the worst series in sports history I've ever watched.
What the hell is going on in this series? I
don't know.
Hated every minute of this. And the main reason why is because the Celtics very easily could have swept and won that series last night too. So easily. You look at game 1, they come out firing on all cylinders. That second half of that game, it's like you put a men's league basketball team out there playing against the Heat. It was sickening. Game 2, they blew them out. One of, if not the most embarrassing home loss in Miami Heat history. Game 3, everybody's playing like shit. You somehow cut the deficit to 1. And you just choke it away again because you can't hang on to the ball.
You don't even get it.
And then yesterday they blew them out again. The starting 5 for the Miami Heat had 18 points collectively. 18 points.
Well, the whole team almost did, so.
They didn't make a field goal until, 3 minutes left in the first?
Yeah, at one point it was, 18 to 1?
1 point.
18 to 1 with, 5 minutes left in the first. I didn't even think they were going to get to 10. I didn't even think they were going to get to 10 in the first.
This whole series is just so
chaotic.
Stupid, and it makes so much sense that this is happening though, because this is kind of like this series is like the definition of this, like the Celtics season as a whole. The beginning of the year, obviously couldn't figure their shit out. We've talked about this before. Right. That's much how, for whatever reason, and then not just this year, but last year, the year before that, the third quarter for the Celtics is like, I don't understand why they have so many problems, but it's confusing. It's frustrating. I have not never, but I can't remember the last time I've been this like hot and cold when it comes to my attitude watching a basketball game, I should say. Football, we obviously know how I am during that. And it's just, and now Marcus Smart is hurt, and we don't know if he's going to be available tomorrow or at the rest of the series.
See, that's another issue with that series, though, because you don't know who's going to play. You don't know who's going to get hurt. Someone could literally trip over their own feet running down the court, and they could be out for the series at this point. I would say, yeah, that makes sense.
It's just like Jason Tatum had a stinger,
his
and
shoulder,
it looked like his arm was going to fall off. Like, Jimmy Butler out of nowhere just didn't come back for the second half. Like, I don't know.
Marcus Smart was screaming. He was screaming on the floor. I thought he was done. I'm like, oh no, they gotta cut the cameras, get that man off the floor right now. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the replay. Yeah. Then he just jogs back out and plays the rest of the game.
Thought it was Gordon Hayward all over again. That's what it looked like, because if you watch the replay, his ankle is at a legit 90-degree angle.
I can't watch any injury. Close my eyes.
I was like, I saw the replay and I'm like, oh shit, like he's done. He had to get carried to the locker room, and then he came back out. And then
I'm like, okay.
They must have like shot him with cortisone.
What the heck do they have back there?
Some kind of pain medication. But then seeing everybody saying like, oh, he faked it. He pulled a Paul Pierce, blah, 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 blah. Like, please. His ankle was facing the opposite direction. Paul Pierce had to poop.
Oh my God.
I don't want to hear any comparison.
Right, like a Lamar Jackson, Paul Pierce kind of number.
Yeah, exactly. Having to go to the bathroom and having your ankle facing the other way is not even comparable. So please.
Okay, so if the Celtics win, let's just put this into hypothetical. The Celtics win, go on to play the Warriors. What's your finals prediction?
Celtics in 7.
Celtics in 7.
I like. Now, please, for the love of God, get through the Miami Heat first.
Right.
But for the sake of hypotheticals, I really like how the Celtics play the Warriors. Mm-hmm. The last few times that they've played, they've actually beat them, and that included like a year coming off of a championship and whatever, when they still were supposed to be, the Warriors. This team defensively is obviously really good. We know that. Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. He is like first team all defense. Robert Williams, second team all defense. Like, Al Horford last night decided to put on a clinic defensively. Jason Tatum has really started to emerge as a defensive player. We obviously know what he can do offensively. Whether he wants to do that night in and night out, it remains to be seen. But like I said before, I think we said this probably like a month ago at this point, the Warriors still scare me as a basketball team, and we
100%,
said it maybe 10 minutes ago. Like, it seems like they're back into like their regular form. But I like this Celtics team a lot, as strictly looking at it from like a basketball perspective, and not like, oh, I'm a fan of this team. If they play the way they played yesterday in the first half, game 2 as a whole, like, they can beat anybody. I don't care who's on the team. They could have a million Steph Currys, and I would still think that the Celtics had a conceivable chance of winning. So, like I said, get through the Heat first, which I do think is going to happen. I still am riding Celtics in 6. If it ends up going 7, I'm obviously going to take Celtics in 7. But
you're going Celtics. I think the Celtics win this series too.
I think so too. I
think the Miami Heat are running out of everything that they can possibly do. Their players are all injured. None of them are healthy.
Tyler Hero being out is like sneaky massive too. He plays the Celtics better than anybody. It's incredibly frustrating, but the fact that, he was out yesterday, I think made a really big difference, because he's obviously lethal from 3. He's 6th man of the year and whatnot. And and I'm never going to be one to like celebrate injuries, obviously, but like, it's a real big help that he's not playing
to your team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like this comment says, as long as the Celtics don't beat themselves, they should be able to beat the Heat. If they chill with the turnovers, 24 turnovers in one game, like
that was bad.
Come on. You cut that in half and you win that game. In half. I mean, 12 is still a lot, but I don't know.
Okay, so let me put this question out here for you. So let's say the Celtics don't make it on. The Celtics don't go to the finals. What do they do? Who leaves? Who's gone?
So the good thing about that hypothetical is pretty much everybody on this team is back for next year.
Right.
To the point where I don't think you need to make any changes.
Yeah.
Because you look at the first half of the season and they were crap. Nobody thought that they were going to be in the playoffs, let alone the Eastern Conference Finals.
They had the drama. They had everything.
Yeah. They were losing games that they should have won. They were getting blown out by teams they shouldn't have been, like pissing leads away, like all of the above. They've got Tatum secured for, I think, 2 more years.
I feel like he just rides out his career as
a member
of the Celtics. I just don't see that they could ever, I just don't think you could ever move off of Jason Tatum.
No, it would be really dumb. It would be, in terms of stupidity.
Jaylen Brown, on the other hand, I feel like that's a movable piece.
See, I don't like the idea of breaking up Jaylen and Jason. And that was a really, really hot topic around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't like it at all. I think they complement each other really well. I think when one is off, the other is on, and that helps the team as a whole. Like the other night, Tatum scored 10 points. Jaylen went off for 40. I mean, I know, Jaylen was pretty much the main factor in why the turnovers were as high as they were, but like, he put up 40 points.
So was scoring points and no one else was providing that. Yeah.
Like he was a major reason that lead got cut to 1 point. And if Tatum, just an ounce of him was on that game, they could have won. So I think they balance each other out really well. When one's lacking, one can pick up the slack. The only thing I think that they potentially would change, and I think it would be stupid, is Al Horford, just because of his age. Just because of his
he's
age.
getting a little old, and I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
He's not showing it. I mean, these playoffs, he's obviously playing like a freak.
But you don't know how sustainable that is.
Exactly. This could be like a one-off thing.
It could be like a James Harden.
And I don't want Al to leave again. I love Al Horford. I want him to retire with this team. Mm-hmm. But I could see that being an option this offseason if they fall short. We'll see.
Right. Best comment of the night so far. Jason's going to be a Celtic till Deuce joins the team.
Let's hope so.
How long do you think they let Deuce just run around and do whatever?
So I'm shocked that they let him do it now.
Right. Like he just does.
He just runs on the court and does whatever he wants.
I mean, that's cool. Like, that's awesome that he gets to do that. But at what point are they like, Deuce, you got to get in a real seat?
He's what? He's 4?
I don't know. He's a little guy. He's really tiny.
He's like 3 or 4.
Tiny but tall.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
Well, his dad's like almost 7 feet tall. So
yeah, because he grew a couple inches
too.
So
yeah, it's at some point they're gonna have to be like, yeah, he can't be on like hanging on your leg during the national anthem and stuff. Like he has to be like every other kid and sit on the sidelines. Because I love Deuce. I love the fact that he's like the unofficial mascot of this team and everything.
He really is.
Sometimes it gets a little weird. Like people take it a little too far and it gets a little weird. But he's freaking adorable. His dad is obviously the face of this basketball team, and
he's gonna be the coolest kid in his class.
Oh God, yeah.
Who has pictures like that? He has a picture with everybody.
Jason posted, it was a couple of weeks ago on his Instagram story, and I remember I watched it and I was laughing hysterically. He was at like Little League baseball practice or something, and he was the tallest kid out there. Everybody else like came up to his hip. He was the biggest kid there.
So funny.
But yeah, he's gonna have to start to act like everybody else, every other player's kid, and just
maybe.
Unless they kind of just don't care and just let him do whatever he wants.
He's gonna be the guy that like sweeps the like sweat off the floor just so he can stay courtside.
His in-game antics though are hysterical. He gets so into it, and like he's yelling at other teams and other players and stuff. I think I can't remember who it was. I think it was Jalen who dunked on somebody, and he's like sitting courtside with his grandma, and he did like the on his head thing. Like he's electric.
Or when he like punched Marcus Smart in the leg.
Yeah, he smacked Marcus in the ass.
That's too good. Continuing some Mavs Warriors talk. There was a question posted, and it said, would you rather your team be swept or lose game 7? I know what my answer is, and my answer is I would rather get swept because I know what it's like to lose a game 7 when you're up like 3-1, and that is devastating. Like, crushed me. It was one of the worst days of my life.
Yeah. Game 7, 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yep.
The Stanley Cup final, actually, to make it even worse. I cried for probably a week straight because of that. And I still can't. I hold all the animosity in the world towards the St. Louis Blues, even more so right now, just because of the things that are going on, but we'll get to that. I would rather get swept. I'd rather
swept too. Just give me no
I'd
hope at all.
rather take the fact that like you stink so much that you got swept, or like you just weren't completely off and you got swept, than have that hope of actually winning just yanked away from you.
I'm getting swept. I'm getting swept because I lived through the Guardians game 7. That was awful. Imagine like your team loses in game 7 of the World Series right after you won a 3-1 lead, and then you blow a 3-1 lead, and then 2 years later you lose your superstar shortstop and your pitcher who's recovering from cancer, and then they all say, oh yeah, we took a nap during the game and we didn't care.
Yeah.
So getting swept. I'm getting swept every time.
Break out the brooms. I want nothing to do with a game 7 loss.
Just like the Mavs.
Yeah. At this point, like,
at least Luka will have more time to enjoy himself, even though people already ridiculed him for that.
Yeah. Also, that picture was old, so why is everybody freaking out? And
even if he wanted a beer before the game,
who cares?
Who cares? He probably does anyways.
He's the best player on that team. I don't think one beer is going to mess anything up.
If you wanted 3, sure. I don't care. Do whatever you want. As long as you're playing well and you're not harming anybody, do what you need to do.
He's their best player. He knows it. They know it. Everybody knows it. Who cares?
He can drink a beer. He can
just let him
beers with the boys before the game.
What kind of player does Luka need to help them get to the finals? Interesting.
Dame. I say they go for Dame.
Really?
I think that'd be cool.
He needs to get the hell out of Portland. He needs to get the hell out of there.
Like, I don't know what he's still doing there. He's not playing. He's not doing anything. He's just chilling around, making TikToks with his wife. Nothing wrong with that. The TikToks are really good, but maybe make them in Texas.
Well, but that's like a similar situation. Bradley Beal, there's a rumor out there right now that he's about to sign
getting a lot of money.
A max deal with the Wizards. Like,
Wizards fans are kind of like upset about it.
I'd be upset about it too.
Because he's like gonna waste their time.
Those are two people that need to get the hell out of their current situations. I don't think they ever will at this point. I mean, if they have it now, why the hell would they?
Yeah, Dame has to go. Like, he could have had a ring by now somewhere if he would have just left.
Yeah.
And like, everyone prides him on this whole thing of, oh, he sticks to his team, he's so loyal. There's no loyalty in sports. These teams will screw you over the chance they can.
Tell me fucking left. Like, tell me there's loyalty in sports.
Right,
and then
there's
look at
no loyalty like that. The front office is going to screw them over at some point, so you might as well go get money somewhere else.
So this comment, is this Andrew? It comment is. From Andrew. He needs a wing defender to cover his lapses on D. Luka needs to get better on defense. He needs to lose weight and get better on defense. Oh,
stop it.
He does. He's slow out there when it comes to defense.
My God.
But that comment, when you said the Jaylen Brown thing, Jaylen Brown would fit in perfectly in that situation. He is the wing that can stretch the offense, that can be the number 2, take the pressure off of Luka if the shots just aren't falling or whatever. And defensively, he can pick up the slack. Now, like I said, do not want Jalen and Jason split up. I want them both to be Celtics for the entirety of their careers. For whatever reason, that does not happen. Jalen Brown to the Mavericks would be pretty good, in my opinion. I think it would work out.
Be an unreal combo? Like, it's instant championship, 100%. They're getting a ring.
Who?
Luka, Giannis. I love it.
I love it. I'm still on the
anti-Giannis? What?
The anti-Giannis.
No, Giannis is the best player in the NBA.
He is. He 100% is. That's totally right. But I just
that almost made me start crying again because it's so funny. Guys, I'm sorry. I just need the off season to happen so I can like reset on who I like in the league and who I don't like. I mean, I don't really
start fresh.
I think like when LeBron left, my like hatred towards everybody kind of diminished a little bit. Because when LeBron's there, obviously it elevates every aspect of the game for me. And now I'm just chilling with my team full of 20-year-olds who love everybody. So
I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what else there is in the NBA except for.
I got one more. I have one more NBA.
What?
We have a contest.
Oh yeah! Hey,
we have a daily fantasy contest for the game tomorrow night. It's free. Everybody play. Tell your friends it's free. You can play anywhere in the States on the FanDuel app, not FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel app.
FanDuel Fantasy.
Yeah, and you guys can play against us. We'll make our lineups. And yeah, last game, I had Grant in my lineup. He had 1 rebound, 2 turnovers.
Yeah. Last time we did this, I sat in first for the entirety of the Celtics game. And then once the Warriors game started, and Otto Porter Jr. did absolutely nothing and then got hurt, I plummeted to like 27, I think. But with that being said, because there is only 1 game tomorrow night, there's only 5 roster spots instead of, I believe it was the 10 last time we did this.
You can put the first one's for like double the points. Whoever you pick first, like double the points. Second, like 1.5, and then 1.2 times their points. Who are you going to put as your number 1?
So, where's tomorrow's game? Miami, right? They go back to Miami. I believe I am going to take Jason Tatum just because I don't envision a scenario in which he repeats his game 3. And I think it's gotten to the point where Ime Udoka has looked at this locker room and said to them, please win 2 games back to back, because this losing a game and then winning a game, losing a game, winning a game, it's exhausting. And I'm tired of it. The last game they won back to back was game 6 and game 7 of the Bucks series, obviously. And like, yeah, that's great that they did that, but please, I would love it if it was less dramatic than that. Maybe just win game 5 and game 6 so we don't have to worry about a game 7. So with that being said, I see Jason Tatum going off tomorrow night and the Celtics winning. So I am going to make sure I take him first, and then the rest will follow.
I had Jimmy Butler 2 games ago, when it was, a really good game for him.
Yeah.
Did it the other night. Never will do that again.
Oh, that when he got hurt?
Done. He's cut off. Absolutely done. No more.
I really just can't believe last night the starting 5, 18 points.
I cannot believe they only had 1.
A professional starting.
They get paid millions. They get paid millions of dollars. If I played, crazy. So if you played, let's say you played a whole NBA game.
Oh God.
Do you think you could put up any stat beside a turnover or a foul?
I could. When I played basketball, I played pretty much my entire life through high school throughout high school and everything. Free throws were probably my best. Like, I was money from the line. If nothing else, like, obviously I'm going to turn the ball over a million times. Obviously I'm going to foul because I'm going to get pissed off and lazy and just start hacking people. But I think I could make at least one free throw in a professional game.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not putting. I played high school basketball, but at my size of 5'3", I'm not putting up a single stat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm 5'8", and I don't even think I could do anything besides that stuff. So I think who's the shortest player in the league right now? It's not Trey, is it? He's got to be one of them at least.
I feel like he's like not very short. I mean, he's not that short.
He's what, like 6'2"?
Yeah,
6'2".
I'd say 6'1".
All right, so yeah, even still, he's got what?
No, I think Darius Garland is like
on me.
I think Darius Garland's like 6 foot.
Okay, so that's 4 inches right there. He could still block my shot, no problem. So yeah, maybe a free throw.
What about Isaiah Thomas? Is he still playing?
Yeah,
because
he's not on a roster though.
Well, he was with the Hornets.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay. He's my height. Hell of a lot faster than I am, so he could pick my pocket, no problem. Like, there's so many. Listen, I had my first knee surgery when I was 10 years old. Okay, I am slow as shit. A free throw. That's all. That's all I'm giving myself credit for is one.
Yeah, I'm putting up nothing. So that's I know I'm not, and I'll just be honest with myself. And I know most of us would put up a fat 0. Anyways, that's NBA. That's NBA talk.
What else?
Now we go to NFL.
Yeah.
Want me to start off with my Baker Mayfield recap of the week?
Here we go. All right. Yeah. What's going on? What have I missed?
Baker Mayfield recap of the week. Baker Mayfield was spotted in Seattle, Washington with his wife at a brewery outside of the city.
Interesting
to know. Maybe that's a sign that he will soon be going to the Seahawks because they need a quarterback because Drew Lock is not an NFL quarterback.
Breaking news, Andrew. Breaking news. Yeah, that's it. Our breaking news of the week is Baker Mayfield going to the Seahawks soon. Per Twitter, because they are on it. Yeah, that is that's incredibly interesting because
it's very random.
Not your normal like vacay spot.
Right. Like what's the man from Texas doing in Washington? Just doesn't seem like the right vibes.
Oh, speaking of Baker Mayfield and Texas, boyfriend went on a bachelor party trip this past weekend.
I saw he was in his
boat. He rented a boat, and the guy that like was driving the boat went to high school and played football with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like,
everybody knows everybody there.
Small world. I said you should tell him that he stinks.
You should. You should have.
That got ignored, but
yeah. Well,
but Seattle's incredibly random. If nothing was going on, like if they just went just to go, like that seems weird.
Very random. The second part of this update is that there are Browns fans still thinking that Baker Mayfield will take snaps in Cleveland, Ohio at some point in time. The only time Baker Mayfield is taking a snap in Cleveland, Ohio is if they get a USFL team, which is never. So,
man, just
it's done. Get a grip.
Give it a rest, dude.
It's done. There's nothing else you can do, guys.
I don't why are people thinking that in the sense that
yes,
Watson's going to be suspended and that Baker is going to play those games?
Yes.
Or
yes, that's what they think.
No. Why?
Right, they'll play Jacoby Brissett, which is bad.
Baker obviously
really bad.
Baker obviously doesn't want to be a backup because there's plenty of situations where he could have gone anywhere to be a backup, and I'm sure he's vetoed enough of that. And yeah, I mean, there's no way, even if Watson gets suspended, like Baker's not going to do that. I think Baker's so far done with this organization that like he wouldn't do that. He would basically tell them to go kick rocks.
Yes. Right. I think that you're going to pay out like the majority of his contract, and we'll see what happens with that.
I mean, it would be an improvement for Seattle because again, being okay with Drew Lock as your starting quarterback. I don't care if the plan is to draft high next year, because obviously the quarterbacks next year are a lot better than this year or whatever. Like, I still can't imagine Pete Carroll's excited that Drew Lock is their, like,
I mean, I don't know. He seems like he's pretty content with it, so
I can't imagine that.
Unless they're just trying to go like tank mode, so I don't know. There was also on Twitter, who is the worst starting QB in the NFL? And I would extend that question over and say Drew Lock. I'm a big Drew Lock hater. I'm sorry.
Sam Darnold, I think, is still worse.
See, they're both very bad. Like, I would put them both at the very, 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 very bottom, but I'm putting very last Drew Lock. I've seen what I needed to see, and I don't want to see anymore. Speaking for both.
Yeah. That applies to both. Who else? I mean, Davis Mills too.
He's not as bad as they are. I mean, at least
he's not as bad, but man, some of the things he did last year, very questionable.
I mean, that team was a nightmare mess, so I'm not.
Obviously, he played like Dan Marino against the Patriots, though. Sure, right. Why wouldn't he? Stupid
Did I ever tell you about the fake email that I got from him?
Sure did.
In case you guys weren't aware, someone made a fake Gmail account with his name and photo with the long neck photo and sent a whole email, and they were like, "You're such a fraud, blah, blah, blah. I hate you, ratio." And that was the email. But I can confirm that it was not actually Davis Mills.
So awkward.
So.
Poor
guy. Poor guy. The Browns also went to the Bahamas.
Yeah. That's interesting, because I thought Watson was meeting with the league. Well, I guess never mind. I was going to say, I guess he probably did that via Zoom or whatever.
No, I think he was in Texas doing stuff. I don't know. He met with them, and then after it was done, got on their plane and they went to the Bahamas. So
interesting. Has there been any chatter about how that went, the Bahamas trip?
I don't know, there's just a photo of all them working out, and that was it.
Huh.
I mean, I would love a free Bahamas trip.
I was gonna say we should pitch a Bahamas trip to
like maybe this is team bonding
chemistry.
Right, like maybe it works out good for them. So, you know who's the quarterback I forgot to mention? This comment just really helped me out here. The Steelers collectively.
Yeah, who's the starter there? Is it gonna be Trubisky?
Now, Kenny Pickett is third on their depth chart.
Yeah, that's like standard though, just because he's a rookie.
Right, but maybe like you would. I don't know. Mason Rudolph, he's not gonna see the field. There was a reporter that asked him today. They were like, at one point you were number 1 on the depth chart. Like, what do you think about that? He was like, well, we clearly had no other quarterbacks.
At least he's self-aware.
I'm like, nice. I'm glad you have the awareness to know that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really not even a knock on him either, because I would love to be a backup quarterback in the NFL, make money.
It seems like such a great job.
To just maybe play 1 game a year, maybe, and you're still making at least $1 million. Like,
yeah, sounds like a great job.
Listen, I've got highlight tape of me throwing a football. If any team out there needs a backup quarterback,
squad even.
Yeah, I'll take even $500K. Like, that's fine. That's
like,
totally
you can pay
fine.
Me the practice squad paycheck for the 16 weeks. I'll make. I think they get like $160,000 probably throughout that. I'm taking that. That's a nice little. Works great for me. I'd do that any day.
Chargers or Rams, you're watching this for whatever reason, hit my line. I'm local.
Who's nearby?
I can make it happen. I could back up Herbert. Are you kidding me?
However, if you're the Browns, please don't call me. I do not want to be in that drama. I don't want to deal with it.
Leave Gabb alone. She wants no part of this.
Ask someone else. You already have enough going on.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be.
Could you imagine?
No, because I don't want to be in those jokes.
Oh my God. What else?
Mess.
What else is going on in the
mess.
NFL? Anything?
Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, there's talks of changing the Pro Bowl. One of the things would be like even potentially eliminating the game itself and just doing
Which
like
is
the
great.
little competitions and stuff. First and foremost, they should go back to Disney and do it there. Do the whole thing there.
Seems a lot safer.
And yeah, like the Hawaii was cool too. I know just based on my random exposure to the Hawaiian side of TikTok on my For You page that the locals are very much not happy with tourism and stuff. So maybe we'll keep that to the side and we'll just go back to Orlando. Disney World and their entire sports facility is there.
Seems a lot better than Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing good has happened in Vegas since the NFL has infiltrated. So I
mean, Devontae Adams is about it.
Yeah, well,
that's about it.
That's one good thing for now. Let's see how the season goes and see if Josh McDaniels as a head coach 2.0 messes that up
in their division.
Also, just speaking of that division, I just want to put this out there that I've seen a lot of people say that the Chargers are not going to win the AFC West, and to that I say why.
I don't know, because everyone just
specifically to you, because I saw you say no.
I mean, I think they're going to be good. I just don't think that they're going to win.
Okay, but
I think Patrick Mahomes is about to make Juju Smith-Schuster into Pro Bowl wide receiver.
No way. Juju can't do it by himself. He can't.
Yes, he can. He's about to be so good. I don't know. I feel like they're not going to – the Chiefs are going to be good.
I don't think so.
I think they're going to be okay.
Not good enough. Not good enough, at least.
I mean
I love everything that the Chargers did this offseason.
I like the Chargers too, obviously. Yeah.
I think beefing up that defense, they, got fucking Khalil Mack. Man. What else? Who else? What else happened? J.C. Jackson, Kyle Van Noy. Like,
wait, what about like the Broncos? Everyone's like that. It's either you're all in or you're all out. And I think I'm like sitting in the middle.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence for them. I like on paper what they have going on, and I like the possibility of what they could be.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to actually see it happening before I like put any stock into it,
I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to be a lot better than they were before, but I just don't see them. I would be pleasantly surprised if they won their division. Like, I think I would like that. That would be cool. But I don't think they have the chance.
What do you think the standings are going to look like for that division specifically? First to last, what do you think it's going to look like?
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, and they're all going to be really good.
Interesting. I think the craziest part is that everybody, including the sports books, have Vegas as like the least favorite to win the division and everything. Like, and that's with the new head coach. That's with arguably the best wide receiver.
That probably also has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, but it'd be different. I think at least, like, I know what Josh McDaniels' head coaching time in Denver looked like, and I know it wasn't all that great. But like, he's still the guy that orchestrated the offense for the Super Bowl years. And I know he had Tom Brady, and that was a massive part of it, but like, he still was the brains behind the operation for points here and there. And he was,
so was Freddie Kitchens,
number
the
2
brain behind the offense. And then he went to head coach, and that was a clown show.
Well, yeah. I mean, so maybe it is the McDaniels effect. Maybe McDaniels' history as a head coach has a lot to do with it, but I think that they improved a lot too. I kind of like what they did in the draft. I
think they're going to be good, but I think the other teams are going to be better.
Yeah, I just think it's really shocking that they're projected last in like pretty much everything. But
would you put them above the Broncos? Where are you putting the Chiefs though? That's my question. Where are you putting the Chiefs?
Chiefs are number 2. I'm going Chargers, Chiefs, and then I'm gonna say Broncos, Raiders, because quarterback wise, obviously we all know how I feel about Derek Carr. I'm just not sold. I've never been.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be. Too. Their quarterbacks go in order of how I think they're ranked.
I think I like the Broncos to finish third more than I like the Raiders to finish third. But even as I sit here saying that, like if I flipped them, I think I'd be okay with that too. Like I could totally see it happening. But you cannot sell me on anything else besides the Chargers are winning this division. I have.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
That's going to be
still going to go Chiefs.
I'm going to get my futures bet, so I have to go back
Drive
east
a little.
in a couple weeks to go to a wedding, and sports betting is legal in Connecticut on our FanDuel Sportsbook. So when I am at my mom and dad's, I'm putting the futures bet in for Herbert MVP, Chargers AFC West champions, and then maybe like $2 on the Pats winning the AFC East, just because it's not going to happen. So if I lose $2, like I don't care. But if for whatever reason it does happen, I think they're like, I don't know, plus 400 or 450 right now. So make a little bit of cash on that.
I have a futures bet that's not NFL related, but I just want to put it out there for everyone so they know. So you can come back
Ramirez
to this.
MVP?
No. I would say that one. That one is 100% yes.
Okay.
But this one is not that.
Uh-oh.
Tristan McKenzie, Cy Young next season. Book it
next
now.
Year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen this year because he's had a late start, and now he's definitely. We'll talk about that after NFL. We can talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, he's the ace. He's the guy. He's going to be the go-to.
Interesting.
Shane Bieber, cooked. He's done. You want him?
Cooked. No.
You want him? We'll trade you.
I've got Nathan Eovaldi problems. I'm all set. I don't want.
Okay, another team that people are like hyping. Andrew, sorry.
I can't believe that
I'm
this
sorry
is
for
actually
this.
a segment.
I'm sorry for this, but people are hyping up the Jets, and I have some friends on the Jets, so close your ears, close your eyes, don't even watch. There was some statements put out that the Jets are going to be the Bengals. They're going to prove everybody wrong. They are going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to be unstoppable.
They're going to what?
Phenomenal. That one was too far. I just made that one up.
Oh, my God.
But realistically, people are saying they're going to be the Bengals, so that means Super Bowl.
Chris Collinsworth said this?
Yes. He said that the Jets or the Bengals, book the Jets now. The Jets are going to finish last in their division. They're going to finish last in their division. I know they got a lot of pieces, but they're not going to be there yet.
Yeah, they got a lot of pieces. They drafted really well. They improved during the offseason. It's the New York freaking Jets. The epitome of just mediocrity and just not good. It's the Jets. I don't care. I'm not sold on anything they're doing. Maybe Zach Wilson's going to improve this year. I think I actually predicted that he's going to be the most improved quarterback out of all of the ones drafted last year.
That doesn't
make a difference.
Everybody needs to cut with the Tua BS too.
It's
the Jets.
They're the Jets. That's not going to happen.
Listen, this is what's going to happen, and I'm sorry, Jets fans, but quite possibly you could start off 0-9.
What's their schedule? Can we do that? Can we pull that up? Can we see what that looks like?
I'll just start reading. Andrew again. Sorry, Jets fans. Sorry, but might start off.
Sorry.
Can we just clip this part of us going through the first 9 games because the Jets are going to start off 0-9. They're going to play the Ravens. They're going to lose. They play the AFC North first. Ravens lose. Browns probably lose.
Yep.
Bengals L. Steelers. That'll be a close game, maybe. Still the Steelers though. That could be a win. That one might be a win. Who's to say yet? Dolphins. L. Packers. L. Broncos. Pats, Bills, Patriots. Then they play the Bears, and then you're going to beat Justin Fields.
They absolutely could start 0-9, at best 1-8, at best. I've seen, and this is another thing, I've seen a lot of Jets fans out there. They're getting too big for their britches, and they're starting to talk a lot. And this is obviously AFC East rivalry type stuff. slow your roll on beating the Patriots, because I was at that game last year where at the Meadowlands, at MetLife, it was not good. Damian Harris just ran all over you, up and down, dragged 9 guys into the end zone with him. If you think this year's going to be any different, I'm so sorry, but
poor Jets fans. That's a shitty schedule. Like, to start your season off like that, I feel bad for you guys. That's unfair. That's like the Bengals' second half of their season. It's just not very. What did they do to deserve that? I don't know.
They're the Jets.
I really don't know.
That's
mean.
I don't know.
And why do they play the whole AFC North to start off their first 4 games?
Yeah,
that is 4 losses.
That is really strange, though, how they just get that out of the way.
Yeah, might as well get 4. The Ravens are gonna put up like 50 points on them on the first game.
Yeah, and I agree to that as somebody who's not 100% sold
Ravens
on
hater.
The Ravens this year. I guess I would classify as a hater.
A Ravens hater. I don't know what I would. I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it to myself. I think the Ravens are gonna be pretty good, but for another day.
Yeah, you can't say that though, because God forbid that strange side of Browns Twitter sees that clip.
I think that they're over this phase. I think they're over that phase because that psychopath is almost gone and replaced with another psychopath. So
that's psychopath.
You get what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. It's just funny.
But yeah, so Jets, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you.
Yeah. Anyway, back to that. Jets.
Do you want to continue?
Jets are going to be lucky to win 5 games this year. Lucky.
I am 5. I would say 5 to 6, maybe.
I think 4 at best. But I
would go 5 to 6, and that's decent.
That's me being a hater again. So
continue on some Ravens talk. There's this tweet: rank these 4 teams best to worst. Here's the teams: Ravens, Colts, Raiders, Eagles.
Ooh.
And it's tough because like they're pretty damn similar.
All of those teams have improved, I think, significantly, except for the Raiders. I think they improved, but not as much as everybody else. Okay.
And everybody's answer is different. Like I'm scrolling through and everybody has a different opinion on it.
Am I crazy to think that the Eagles are the best team out of those 4?
To be honest, most people have the Eagles at last, but I don't think it's crazy because I think that they're all very close.
I just think everything, they drafted, I think, really well. AJ Brown,
Are you all in on Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts, no, I'm not all in, but I saw a lot that I liked last year, and again, this is going to be, on paper, I really like what's going on there, but I need to actually see it. So, okay, right. So for that, I'll put them number 2.
You're going to put my team as last. I know it.
I'm going to go Colts, Eagles, Ravens, Raiders.
I'm going to go Ravens, Colts, Raiders. I'm putting Eagles last. It's Jalen Hurts. Yeah, it's just Jalen Hurts, though.
I totally get that. And
I think he's going to be fine, but I don't know.
Agrees.
I don't know.
There's something about this Raiders team, though, that, I could see it not going well at all. At all. And I don't
it's tough. I don't
feel that way about these other 3. I think, obviously, Matty Ice is such an incredible improvement for the Colts. They already had a really good situation around the quarterback. Carson Wentz was not the guy, clearly.
Poor Carson.
Like I said, I really like what the Eagles have done. The Ravens, I don't like them. I still don't know how I feel about Lamar, but I can say that he's a good quarterback. I just don't know if he's as good as a lot of people. Yeah, I don't think his career trajectory is what a lot of people think it is.
I think his career trajectory is going to go to the NFC. I've been saying that. Really? People are upset about that. Yeah, I don't feel like he's going to last in Baltimore very long. I feel like they could have already gotten that locked up, done with. And they're not afraid to move off of people. So I could see them saying, hey, he's a decent trade piece. We can get a lot in return.
And
honestly, it would be beneficial if he went to the NFC too.
That makes a ton of sense. Wow. Okay, think about this. Think about if the 49ers get their shit figured out with Debo. That's the type of offense that I would like to see, a more mobile quarterback, more mobile than Jimmy G, who
I would really enjoy that team a lot.
He scrambles once and he gets hurt. Lamar on the 49ers, I think I really would like that. And I think that might change my perspective on him and like the way I think of him as a quarterback, because I think maybe it's a Harbaugh thing too. Like, I just don't like the Harbaughs, and maybe it's that, and I don't know. But I've never liked the Ravens, even back when I was a kid. So,
well, I mean, like, I shouldn't like the Ravens. They literally stole my damn team. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's a valid point too.
The Ravens are the Browns, so any win they have is mine.
I don't know. But your NFC point really got me thinking. I think I would like that a lot more than having Lamar on the Ravens.
I think he would be well off in the NFC because they have like 4 quarterbacks that are.
Then what would the Niners do with? What would the Niners do with Lance? Kick him to the curb. He's obviously not the guy.
He's done.
No, he's not. If Jimmy G playing as crappy as he did at points last year was still not enough to bring in Trey Lance, and still not enough for anybody in that offense to say, all right, well, maybe let's give this kid a shot. He's not the guy. It's like a Jordan Love situation.
Your quarterback is your most important position on your team. If you don't think so, then you don't know football. Which brings me to this tweet that I would love to read.
Oh boy.
By my worst enemy, Pro Football Talk.
What the hell is going on with them lately? They are way too out of pocket for.
They're mean. I replied something really mean to him, and this is my apology. I replied and I said, "You are truly Cleveland's biggest hater. I would put you 1B and 1A being Joakim Noah."
Yeah, but like, I'm all set with Mike Florio.
I meant it.
Like, I don't know what his deal is lately, but everything he's tweeting is just being mean.
Well, he said, if you insist that every NFL team builds its offense completely around its quarterback, you're telling the world you don't know shit about football without telling the world you don't know shit about football. Every team bases their offense around their quarterback, unless your team is so shitty and your quarterback sucks so bad, you have no other choice.
What would you like me to build my offense around? If the
Who do you want me to build my offense around? Myles Garrett?
If the person's whose job it is to get my talent and skill players the football can't do that, there's nothing I can do around them to supplement that. Nothing.
Right. Look at the Browns with their offense. You had a quarterback that couldn't throw the damn ball. What did they do? Run the ball.
The Colts last year is the perfect example as to why this tweet is bullshit. The quarterback situation was not it. Carson Wentz was not the guy. Everything around him was good enough that an average quarterback probably could have gotten the job done but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You need a good quarterback.
Right. Ryan Tannehill is shielded by Derrick Henry. Without him,
above average. Mike Florio, please. You've always been a hater. You've always been a hater. This is wrong. God. I can't believe that I can't believe that he actually said this. Mike Florio, whose job is to talk professional football, who seemingly knows a lot. All of that gets taken back because of this tweet. This tweet is terrible.
Yeah, that one really set me over the edge last night. I said, you can't be serious right now. You can't defend Baker Mayfield this much. That's where the tweet came from, by the way.
Here we go. Look at the Rams when Goff was there. Got to a Super Bowl and did what with it? Nothing.
Because and guess what they did?
Everything on the outside, but the quarterback sucked. 3 points. Now, granted, that Super Bowl was probably the definition of defense wins championships because both of those defenses were really good.
Right. But I feel like we're almost away from that point too.
That Patriots team that year was incredibly frustrating in terms of allowing teams to put up a lot more points than they probably should have. Eagles won with Foles, and he wasn't a top 10 quarterback. Please, can we not bring this up? He wasn't a top 10 quarterback.
It's like this, like the situations are so
different because Foles didn't play that entire season. He came in when he needed to, and he was a flash in the pan and got everything he needed to do done and played well enough that all of the talent that they had around them, it worked. Against a defense in the Super Bowl that was just god-awful. But what happened the year after that when he got all that money and he was supposed to be a starting quarterback?
Bad.
Crapola.
It's a QB-driven league. It's a QB-driven league. Either get in or get ran over and your team sucks.
Get out.
So pick one.
That's it.
And everyone's going, like, people are clearly, this team behind me, they're willing to risk whatever, like emphasis on whatever, in order to get a quarterback. That's how bad people need a quarterback on their team.
The quarterback is the most important position in sports. And if you think otherwise, like, I don't know if there's any way we could help you. There's a reason why the other important positions in other sports get referred to as the quarterback of blah, 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 the quarterback of the power play in hockey, the quarterback of the offense in basketball. Like, it's, there's a reason why that happens. So figure it out.
Our Eagles fan in the chat, what do you guys think of Jalen Hurts? Well, we just had a little thing about him, and we think that he has potential.
He's got potential. He's got a lot more potential, I think. Well, let me rephrase that. I personally think he has a lot more potential than I thought he did at the beginning of last year and probably even the halfway point of last year. The end of the season for them, I think he picked it up. He figured it out a little bit. And I think this year, especially with the way that Howie has just made this team around the quarterback, see, it all ties in. A.J. Brown, they traded for him because they think that the quarterback and him will do well together. You build around the quarterback. So that being said,
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential, and I think this year he's going to improve. Yeah. We'll see. And that's it.
We'll see. If you want to continue an angry rant. Sure.
I'm always angry.
Real quick. We'll fire this one off real quick. The Yankees are always gonna Yankee. Now, if you're a Yankees fan, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a hater.
I am.
But you guys have been making me really mad this year.
I'll be a hater. I am.
You guys make me really upset.
I'll always take the fall for being a hater. Yeah, Yankees fans, Yankees organization, Yankees players. Also, we can sub out Yankees and put St. Louis Blues in that too, because this conversation kind of encapsulates both of these situations that's going on right now. Y'all suck. Plain and simple. There's no reason to defend either of these situations. And if you are, like, you are part of the problem. It's that simple. Like,
yeah, like, we already have enough things going on outside of sports that are traumatizing enough, where people, just very awful things are happening. And then to add it into people's, like, safe space where they want to watch things, it sucks.
Like,
it's not very fun.
I've seen people, like, make excuses for the Josh Donaldson, Tim Anderson thing.
It's just not good.
To which I say, if you are a white person, you do not get to sit here and say that something a person of color is experiencing isn't offensive or isn't hurtful, because you don't know. You don't know. And coming from Josh Donaldson, I could go all day about this guy, because he just, it was not an inside joke. Like, I've seen people.
They're not friends.
Play it off me. They are not
jokes with your friends.
They are not friends. You and I
They're not friends.
Are friends. We can have
inside jokes. Tim Anderson, Josh Donaldson. They do not have inside jokes.
They are not friends. It was not said in a joking way. He was said as a
in a
jab
hateful way, yeah.
To be a dick. That's it. That's it. And the funniest part about all of this is you have a former teammate of Josh Donaldson indirectly say that the team is having so much more fun, they're getting along so much better without him on the team. Now, Max Kepler didn't directly say, oh, yeah, well, Donaldson's gone, so we're having a lot more fun, we're getting along better,
but
whatever.
The timing is very telling.
The timing is incredible. It can't be about anybody else. It's obviously not about Nelson Cruz. Everybody loves Nelson Cruz. He's the coolest guy in the league. Like, he's great. Super friendly. Like, him and I were joking around. I was at a Red Sox game once, and him and I were joking around when he was in the dugout. Like, he's a great guy. This is obviously not about Nelson Cruz. It can only be about Josh Donaldson. And it's not surprising. Like, none of this is surprising. Which,
yeah, just this is another issue to add to their list of things that have been going on so far.
Which leads me to point number 2 about a similar situation.
Yeah.
Hockey fans, we need to, as a whole, chill the hell out.
Hockey scares me, low key. I'm not gonna lie, it scares me.
Everything that's going on right now in the Colorado-St. Louis series does not need to be happening. There is no reason why fans need to be taking to Instagram, messaging the wife of Nazem Kadri, messaging Nazem Kadri himself, saying incredibly like Islamophobic, like anti-Arab stuff, just straight up racist,
very insensitive, yeah,
disgusting shit. There's no reason for this to be happening at all, first of all, at all. But there's no reason for this to be happening over sports. There's no reason for this to be happening in defense of a person in Jordan Binnington who is not a good guy. He's got old tweets, too, that have pointed out that he is sexist and whatever you want, he's got him. To the point where in yesterday's game, he sat out and deleted some of those tweets. Now, I'm a Boston Bruins fan. Kadri is a former Toronto Maple Leaf. When he played for the Maple Leafs, I did not like him. I still really don't even like him just because I think he's a dirty player. That does not.
Yeah, it's not an invitation to say anything like that.
That does not make it okay. If you read some of these screenshotted messages, oh my God.
They're terrifying.
They're horrible. Horrible. No human deserves that. I don't give a shit if you don't like their team. I don't give a shit if you don't like them as a player. Nothing. Nobody deserves
for doing his job, just for doing his job.
For doing his job. And I watched the replay of the hit that everybody's up in arms about. And it looks like more so the Blues player that he was tangled up with hit Binnington more than Kadri did. So maybe direct your attention elsewhere. But it's also really disheartening that the head coach of the Blues, who also has some questionable history himself, has not said a single word about this. And when asked about it in press conference, he literally just said no comment. Like, okay, screw you for that.
At least like Aaron Judge was condemning what was said in the actions.
That's
like just a little bit of accountability goes a long way.
Just an ounce. Just even if it's a notes app message from the team's Twitter page itself. The St. Louis Blues condemn the actions directed towards Nazem Kadri. We do not support this, blah, 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 blah. Even if it's like your most generic statement like that, that's better than anything the head coach has said, players on the Blues have said, the team itself. Like, at some point, we need to make the slogan that hockey is for everybody actually true.
For everybody. Yeah.
Because this stuff keeps happening and it's just like, you want to grow the game and then you have stuff like this happening. Like people of color especially are going to be so put off to hockey, which has obviously historically been a predominantly white sport. Why are they going to want to watch? Why are they going to want to do any of this if they see this happening?
I have a hockey story. I have a hockey story I would like to share with everybody. It goes right along. It goes right along with it because like this was my only like hockey experience that I went on a date with a man. It was like a setup situation. I went on a date with a man we went to a Penguins game when I was living in Pittsburgh, and this was the first time when we met up for it. I've never met him before. We go to the game, and they're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he's making some very awful comments towards some of the players on the Blue Jackets, and it was like embarrassing because I didn't know this man. And I told him, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I blocked him. I left. And I went and got margaritas by myself. And that was my only hockey experience.
Good. So, screw him.
That's where I stand with hockey. So that's why I'm like, it scares me.
Yeah. And the craziest part about all of this is like we're having this conversation about sports.
Right.
About literal games. You're shooting a rubber puck with a stick into a net. Like, it's not that deep. Nothing is that deep to the point where you need to
sending it from your couch.
Where you need to send messages like that. Also, I did a little bit of research because good on Kadri's wife to not
putting the names
out
there, yeah.
any of the names. You're an absolute moron if you say stuff like this using your
school's bio, like
your
in your
personal
bio
information out there.
Oh my God.
One of the people that sent one of these disgusting messages is 13 years old. Either the parents need to take away phone privileges or they need to be better
the parents
teaching.
probably also
it's so insane to me that it's 2022 and we're still doing this stuff.
And like this happens every single day, and it's just exhausting.
It's just,
sports are supposed to be fun and enjoyable. Sometimes it's not when your team loses, but keep it together. It's not that deep. They'll play another game eventually.
It's so, society right now is so just like, I don't want to deal.
Overwhelming.
I don't want to deal.
It's really overwhelming. A good topic to end on, my futures bet, Tristan McKenzie. I'm telling you guys, he's going to be so good. He is going to be so good. He can't win this year. I don't still think that's possible. But he is now the ace in Cleveland. Shane Bieber's time has come and gone. Tristan McKenzie, at 24 years old, is leading this team. I don't know to where, but every start he has is going to be good. So remember that next year when he has a phenomenal season and he wins.
The Red Sox just hit a home run on the first pitch of the game. So in other better news than what we were just talking about.
Were they playing the White Sox? Oh, that's
Sox,
big.
Yeah.
That's big. I like that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Good. Yeah. We love to see that. We love to see that. And the Guardians beat the Astros last night, surprisingly. And we also love to see that.
Love that. Love that for all involved.
That's all I got.
What else? Do we have anything else?
Play our contest tomorrow night. Our fantasy contest tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Free daily fantasy, Celtics, Heat game.
Yeah. Top 15 placements win some
dollars.
Amount of money. It could be 1. It could be, I think, like 30, I think is the first prize. But it's free. So you come out with money without losing anything. So,
right.
Yeah. And other than that, like, I know today's been kind of a heavy day, so we appreciate you guys
hanging out with us,
coming to hang out and chit chat.
Chatting
Obviously,
it up.
We understand the gravity of the situation going on in the outside world, and we're upset about it too, clearly. So a little bit of a distraction for an hour, I think, was good. So thank you guys for joining us. Yes, we have a link for the FanDuel DFS contest.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go live until 9 p.m. Eastern tonight because it has to
wait until the tip-off
of
the Mavs Warriors.
Yeah. So we will make sure to tweet that out on the show's Twitter account.
I'll tweet it bright and early tomorrow.
Yeah, as well as our own personal accounts. We'll promote it as much as possible. And we hope you guys play along. So
right. And we'll see you guys all next Tuesday. Hopefully you guys win some money.
Yeah. Hopefully we win some money too. I could use some
money.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Bye guys.